Hey, what's up? My name is Luor, and I have an automation agency. But anyways, this video specifically is following my philosophy of learning, my philosophy of teaching, where I'm going to teach you how to build your first agent. We're gonna do it together. But this is gonna be a very quick tutorial, because I am going to show you only what you need in order to build your agent. So we're going to go very fast. If you want to expand your information about AI agents, you can search for specific things, but this is going to give you the very foundations of how AI agents works. By the way, I don't use scripts on my videos, so this is just on the fly. Let's go. Well, okay. AI agents are pretty simple, but there are a few concepts that you gotta understand. For example, we're gonna come to n8n and search for AI agents. And you're gonna see this. Your AI agent is going to have three inputs that you can put over here. We have the chat model, we have the memory node, and we have the tool. Simplify. I'm going to give you the example for the tools agent. I don't really use any of the other agents. Some people do. I never had to use them. They're not that useful. I always use tools agents, and this is what I'm going to show you how to use, because it's pretty simple, and that's what you're gonna need. So here we have chat model, as I mentioned. Chat model is just the brain of the AI agent. What is going to use to respond your queries. So I often use OpenAI, but if you want, you can use Gemini, or maybe you can use Claude. I like Claude. But that's it. You just choose the brain. I'll go with OpenAI. Here you can choose the model. I use 4o mini because it's cheap and it's not bad. It works. So we have our OpenAI chat node. Cool. Memory. Okay, this is very important when you're setting up your memory. You're gonna have two options over here. You have more than two options, but I don't really care about the other ones because I didn't use them. So you're gonna have window buffer memory. Every time that I'm setting up an automation, I use window buffer memory. The reason being, window buffer memory is going to store your memory inside n8n. It's not scalable, but it's very easy to use if you're just debugging your system. So we're going to put the window buffer memory. How it works? If you click here, you're going to see that there is a context window length. So this is how many messages the AI agent is going to remember while you're chatting with it. And do you see this, that you have a connected chat trigger node? This is something that I should have mentioned before. In order for you to talk to the agent, you have to input text. When you use for the first time, you're going to have this thing here. This is a trigger when chat message received. And if you click here, you can chat. Hello. It's not going to work because it's not connected. Hello. So this is how you can communicate with your agent, but this is only good if you're testing. In a real agent, you're gonna want to connect it to an external source. For example, I often use Telegram because it's just easier. Anyways, you're gonna have this, and I suggest that when you open your AI agent, it's going to have prompt user message JSON chat input. Go over here, connected chat trigger node, and just define below. Because if you use this, if you remove that trigger that I mentioned, or if you put something in between the trigger and this is just going to stop working. I don't know why this is an option. Just put it define below, and you can get this chat input, and you drag it over here. So that's it. This text box over here is the prompt. So this is the prompt that you're going to talk to the AI in the moment. So I can say read this and make a story out of this text. And if I just send whatever I want in here, it's just the AI agent's literally just going to write a story. So if I say frogs, let's see how it goes. Why are you taking so long? I'm asking for a story about frogs. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so pretty simple. I think you get the point. You just have to drag it from here to here. And when you do that, when you remove the direct connection and just drag it inside, your window buffer memory is also going to stop working, because this is session key previous node. Same thing here, you change for define below. This is very interesting. The key can be whatever you want. So I often use 1, 2, or 3, or I just smash my keyboard. Anyway, you can put whatever you want in the key. The thing is, if I talk to the AI and I use the same text input in here, let's say that it's wa, and I message with it and I send 5 messages, it is going to remember as long as the key in the memory is wa. If I want to wipe the memory, I just delete this and change for anything else. I'm just smashing my keyboard, sorry. Okay, so, no, okay. So type whatever you want in the key. Just remember that if you delete it, you're deleting the memory. But if you want to access this memory again, you just have to type the same thing that was before you delete. So this is just a way to have different memories that you can just switch between. That's what I do when I'm debugging my bots. But there is the other one that I use when I'm actually using my bot. I'm not just testing, which is the Postgres chat memory. This one's a little harder to set up. It's not hard, it's just you have to actually set up. So you need to have an account in Postgres. You need to have a database in Postgres. You can use Supabase if you want to try doing it. You can just create a database in Supabase and put the memory here. The thing is, this database is going to store all your chat history with the AI. Same thing here. You can set up how many messages you want it to remember. And all the information key, also the same thing that I mentioned to you. The thing here, you're going to have all your chat memory. For example, in the n8n one, it's not scalable and your data might get deleted after some time. But if you're going to put this in a private database, you have all your conversation history with the chatbot. So I recommend it using Postgres when you're finishing your bot. But for now, use Windows Buffer Memory, much easier to debug. Then we have the tools. This is the most important thing of the AI agents. I have many different AI agents. I can even show you some of mine. Let me just duplicate this so I can show you how they actually work. But the tools basically are, what is your AI agent going to use? You have to give him prompting to say, use this tool to realize this action. Let's go to my other stuff over here so I can show you. I have one over here, which is my personal chatbot that I'm still developing. This one. As you can see, I have this tool, which is call calendar, and this one, which is send email, and I have this one, which is a Supabase database. Basically, you can put whatever you want in the tools. This tool in specifically is the most useful if you're making your agents. It is called call n8n workflow. As you see, this here where we are, this is one workflow. And this tool is going to say, well, I have this other workflow that is not in this specific workflow we're talking to. And if you have to use this tool to get this information out of other workflows. So I have another workflow somewhere else in my n8n. Please just go over there, do this thing that I'm asking and bring the data for me. This is basically how it's going to work. So we can put a name. When you're setting a name for the tool, it's going to be based on context. So your AI agent is always going to scan the tools in order to think, well, which tool should I use for achieving this thing that you're asking me for? So we come to the name. Let's say that I want to make a calendar agent. So I can say calendar, or maybe call calendar. Call calendar. I don't know how to spell. Call calendar. And here you put a description. The description is basically a sub-prompting. You can put whatever you want here. This is literally a prompt. This is a prompt that is going to say why the AI should use this tool or why it should not. So if I say use this tool to create events in my calendar. So every time that I ask, can you book, for example, can you put in my calendar that I have a haircut appointment for like tomorrow at 2 p.m. It is going to see, this tool is for creating events in the calendar, so I'm going to use this. Here's another thing. This is a context-based prompt, so if you also want to, let's say, book meetings in Google Meet, you can say, create events in my calendar and book meetings in Google Meet. It really depends on your prompt. Depends on how good of a prompter you are. This is pretty simple prompts that I'm using. And that's what I say. The AI is going to scan the tool, is going to read the name of the tool, is going to read the description and think, well, should I use this for the task that is being asked for me to realize? But this is not the only tool that you can put. There is a vast list of tools you can put in your agent. But I'm going to just go very quick because you're going to make different agents for different purposes. So when you're doing that, you can search the tool that you want. But here is the calendar tool if you want to connect it directly, which you can use to book appointments directly in this agent. I don't often make one agent to do lots of tasks. What I do is I make one agent that picks another agent to do a specific task. So as I mentioned, this is a calendar flow. So inside of here, I'm going to have another AI agent just like this one, But instead of being connected to another workflow, I'm going to put the calendar tool. So I'm going to put Google Calendar tools over here, many Google Calendar tools. So I can just copy and paste this, put here, put here, put here, and you just connect the tools over here. Let's say that this tool over here is for creating events. So you're going to tool description. You see this? I never use it automatically. I go to set manually, and here I can use my prompting for what I want to do. So use this tool to set events in my calendar. And you can go as crazy as you want in these prompts. You can give specific information, like procedures, SOPs, how you want the AI to perform in the tool. Here it's just simple stuff. You just put this one, whatever. So let's say this one, I want to delete events. So I can come here, instead of create, I go to delete, and I put the description, use this tool to delete appointments or events, whatever. That's it. It's pretty simple how it works. I think you got the idea. For example, in this one I can use create, but I want this specifically to book Google Meet appointments. So use this tool to book Google Meet appointments. So that's how it works. So if I ask, well, can you please book a meeting in whatever for now, and it's going to see tools. Oh, this one creates an event. This one deletes an event. This one creates a Google Meet appointment. Okay, I'm gonna use this one, which is going to be specified by your prompting and your tool description. That's how the tools work. I think I covered pretty much everything. Oh, one thing. This is going to save your life many times. Let me just put whatever here. Description, blah, 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 blah. I'll save. Now I'm gonna click here. Docs agents. So you can send information to the tools. I'm just going to use the call n8n workflow tool, for example. This one's I made. And you can say what you want the agent to do. If you're calling another agent through your main agent, what I recommend you doing, there is a function that is going to save your life in n8n. It's called from AI. So my keyboard is in the wrong language. Hold on. Okay. No, wait. Okay. So I start my functions, just put curly brackets, and you're going to start the function. Then you put $, and you type fr or from, and you're gonna see this, from AI. Then inside of the from AI, you're going to use quote unquote, like this, quote marks, and this, you're gonna give it a name. This is another prompting, and what I'm doing here is giving a name of what I want the field to be, basically. So this one I have is instructions. This tool is going to send instructions to another agent in another workflow. So I can call this instructions. So because I mentioned the AI is going to look for context in the stuff that you ask it to do. So it's going to see the name instructions. Okay, this is related to instructions. And you can set a description. You just put comma, space, and you put another column quotes over here. And now you can write a description. For example, instructions for the AI agent to proceed based on user query. So this is basically going to say, well, fill this text box with instructions for the AI agent to do whatever the user is asking for it to do. So when the AI agent triggers this tool, it's going to fill this with the thing that I'm asking for, instructions, that is going to send to the calendar agent that is in another flow and say, well, the user is asking for you to book an appointment at 1 for tomorrow with some person, and whatever. This is how you can do this from AI. You can put whatever you want. This is simple prompting. You just have to put from AI and give the prompt. Just remember, you have to give a name for the field, and you have to give the description if you want it to be more specific. Because I can just put date, and the AI is going to put the date over here, but if I want the date in a specific format, I have just to go in the description and say, put in this description format so it can work better. I hope you could understand everything. This is very fundamental when you're using for your AI agents. I just want to give you an overview of what you can do with the agents, not helping you build a specific one. Just learn those basics, search the tools that you need, and you can build whatever you want with your agent. So after we gave the tools, we gave the memory, we gave the AI model, we can come into the agent itself. Again, so as I mentioned, here is the input, the text input. I made this one, but you can come in add option and system message. I'm not sure if you're familiar or not with system prompts. By the way, you can click on expression and click on this box so it looks bigger. So how I do my prompts? I recommend you checking Nate Herc's video on how to do AI agent prompting if you're not that much of an expert building prompts. But what I do when I start, I put a role. So what is my agent going to do? After the role, I put like the goal, what I want my agent to do. And then I put the SOPs where I'm going to explain, well, in order for you to do this, I want you to do this first, and then you do this. So for example, I want it to trigger the calendar tool. But before querying the calendar tool, I want it to get first the email of someone. So that email is going to go into the booking. So I don't know, I can send an email to the person that is going to the booking with me. So I can give it a calendar tool and a contacts tool that has the emails. And in the SOP, I will say, if you are going to book a meeting in the calendar tool, please check the contacts first and get the email of the person that is going to be the invitee of my event, of my meeting. So this is what I put in the SOP, how it's going to handle stuff. Then you have tools. Tools is very simple. You can just give a description of what the tools do if you want to reinforce it. I don't often explain how the tools works because, as I mentioned, you can do the prompting in the tool description. You can also put the task, like what is the AI agent supposed to do, and after you can put some notes. Notes is important, so I often use notes when the AI is not doing something that I wish it were doing, so I just put notes. Please do not do this. Please do this like this. I use this more just for testing. So role, whatever the agent is, you are a personal assistant that books meetings. Okay, then SOP, go. Your goal is to book, I can't spell, meetings whenever the user asks. And then we have the SOP. Before booking, check contacts for the invitees' emails. Okay. Tools, as I mentioned, I don't really do this, but the calendar tool books meetings. The contact tool gathers emails. And then we have the task, which is just explain what it's going to do. I not often use the tasks because sometimes it's very implicit in the other sections of my prompt what the AI is supposed to do. But you can just come here and say book meetings based and user specification and gather emails from contacts tool. And then notes, I don't have any notes to put here. Oh, one thing that you can do, this one is a good tip. You can open a function called now. You just come here and you type here, you see now, and this is going to give the AI the time of now. So it's 2025 to blah 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 4:23, 11, 4 and 23 seconds. Very simple. Just say this is the time. So if I ask you to book something, just know that this is today. And that's it. That's how I do my prompts. This one was a pretty simple one. I usually do a little bit more complex, but keep in mind that you want to keep your prompts short, because the AI is going to consume tokens every time that you message it. And if you have a very long prompt, you're going to just waste tokens. I recommend you looking for prompt compression guides. I'm not going to show you how to do it because if you search on the internet, it's going to find it. But what I usually do, I make a prompt, I go into ChatGPT, specifically the prompt engineer, and I say, can you enhance this prompt? So it's going to check my prompt and say, oh, okay, you can do this better, this better, this better. I get that prompt and I go to a prompt compression GPT. So I send, have this prompt here, can you please compress it? So it's going to read the prompt, it's going to take everything that is irrelevant and it's going to make it smaller. After that, I go to an algorithm that it just takes grammar out of my prompt. So the prompt looks like nothing. You can't really read it. It makes no sense at all, but the AI can understand it. So my prompts get like this small. I have a prompt that is this big and it ends up like this small. This is what I recommend you doing. I'm not going to show how to do the compression because it's not the topic of the video, but as you can check on YouTube, check on the internet. It's not that hard. And that's it. This is how you make your first AI agent. It's actually pretty simple, and I hope it could help you. By the way, I'm going to show you how you switch this for an actual thing. You can come here to Telegram, and you can get Telegram trigger on message, and you can just plug the Telegram message here. So instead of having this thing over here, the chat input, you would have the Telegram input. You need to send a message to Telegram in order to trigger that, but you just switch the text message that is going to be inside this trigger, you put inside the agent input, and that's it. This is how you make your first AI agent, the very foundation. So I hope it could help you, and that's pretty much it. Smash the like button with your neck, and maybe I see you in the next video. So yeah, bye bye.